evening, everyone, and welcome to Check It Out, the library talk show that lets you know what's happening in and around the Bethel Park Public Library. We're your hosts, Elaine Volpe.
And Christine McIntosh, and I cannot believe it's August already.
Neither. The summer flew by.
Summer flew by.
It's a great summer, though. Lots of fun.
It has been a little rainy summer.
That is true.
It's been good in the library, and
Absolutely.
we still have some things going on for adults, even though August is usually like our take a little
More of a
break
quiet
time.
time.
Yeah, before September. But Rob has scheduled some really interesting adult programs. So first we have Ukraine is My Love and My Sorrow on Wednesday, August 6th from 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. This is presented by Lesia Yurgovsky. She'll come and discuss Ukraine before the war and how it has affected the people of Ukraine and the world. Lesia was born in the west of Ukraine and came to the United States in 2004 after graduating with a PhD. She served in the United States Army and lives here with her husband and daughter. Her family and friends still live in Ukraine. She'll discuss what can be done to support orphans there, refugees, and kids. Her goal is to bring assistance and attention to the situation in Ukraine and the influence of war on life, and also talk about PTSD. Very interesting. I mean, this just reminds me of...
Sounds like a very good one.
Yes. We have an author event, Year of the Rooster, Vietnam 1969, Ghosts in the Night on Thursday, August 7th at 6:30. So author Patrick Keeley will discuss his book, Year of the Rooster, Vietnam 1969. It's a memoir of his time in Vietnam. Patrick served 13 years in the Marine Corps and 31 years as a police officer, SWAT leader and instructor, a rescue diver, and a volunteer fireman.
Wow.
I know. That's a heck of a life,
These sound
huh?
like really good programs, but like heavy programs.
Yes,
too, talking
these
about the
are kinda
war
heavy.
and
Yeah, war, and then two wars,
how-
Ukraine and
yeah,
Vietnam.
How interesting.
So books will be available to be signed and purchase. You can purchase your book there. Scam and Fraud Awareness on Tuesday, August 19th at 2 p.m. This is presented by Dawn Massaro. She's the Assistant Branch Manager at First National Bank. So she'll teach you about the latest scams and also gain practical strategies to protect your bank accounts from financial fraud. We always have continuing ed here to notice
Yes.
spoofing, phishing,
Yeah.
and scams. So our countywide IT department really keeps us up to date on
Yes.
what we're to look for. And I go through this with my mom all the time. Like she'll
important.
call me and say, somebody charged, this was recently, somebody charged $900 on my PayPal. I go, Mom, you don't have a PayPal account. I canceled that years ago.
Yeah.
But she's like, oh, well, Amazon needs my, I'm like, do not open these emails.
Emails and even like text messages
She
now?
doesn't have a cell phone.
Oh,
so.
okay.
But yes, text messages, they
Yeah.
do it that too. How to pay for college, Wednesday, August 27th at 6 p.m. Join FIA's Higher Education Access Partner for Allegheny County, Amy Saudi, as she presents information on a financial aid application process, what types of aid are available for students, and strategies to start thinking about affordability when getting ready to apply for post-secondary school admission. So she'll also leave time for questions and answers. The financial aid process supposed to be streamlined, but
Am I glad I don't have to deal with that anymore?
yeah.
Phew. But how wonderful that we have this resource and we're offering this program for free, because I did have a lot of questions, right? It can be very overwhelming. So I think that's wonderful that you can come here, get the information, and ask any questions that you may be curious about or not sure of.
And ask them, because other people,
Yeah,
you're
don't be
thinking of
afraid
it,
to ask.
Other people are wondering the same thing.
100%.
Yeah. Then we have another author event. It's called When Coal Was King. This is Thursday, September 4th at 6:30, presented by author Elizabeth Rodens. Coal was king during the industrial age. The steel mills needed it to stoke the furnaces, the rail cars ran on it, and homes were heated with it. This presentation will trace the history of coal mining, life in the coal patches, unionization, and explosions that occurred in western Pennsylvania. Elizabeth will provide insight into why the miners' efforts to live a life without poverty and suffering were pushed back upon repeatedly. She'll speak about the strikes throughout the state, especially the 1910 strike in Westmoreland County, and what converged to push back unionization. So her parents were her dad was a coal miner, and so they lived in a coal mining patch. And she says that time in her life helped shape her and prepare her for the many roads she has traveled. She's written a book, Josephine, A Woman of Indomitable Spirit. It's the story of a coal mining family.
I have to get my calendar. I want to come to all these.
I know,
They all
there's some
sound
really,
so
there's some
good.
really great things. So over the weekend, Bill and I were at camp, and we were waiting for, they were cutting a tree down, and we had to be there. Big tree. It was one he could not tackle. Well, he probably would have tried, but I was like, no, we're calling in a real person.
Let's hire somebody.
Yeah, so we were sitting there, and it took them about 3 hours because it was a very large tree. So I'm watching TV, and I only get a couple stations up there.
Sure.
We're out in the sticks. And so I'm watching true crime, which I don't typically watch, but it was that or like.
Choices were limited.
Right. So I'm watching it, and after, on hour 3, Bill's like, can you please turn that off? Why are you? I was like, I don't know. It's fascinating. So it got me thinking about why, like true crime books and true crime podcasts and true crime shows, and why we're just so fascinated with it.
I have a friend who loves all that stuff, reads the books, listens to the podcast.
Rachel likes it too.
Oh, does she?
She loves true crime books, and she says she watches Dateline constantly.
Oh, my gee.
So I put together a little list of a very short list, but more comprehensive on more in depth, I should say, on some newly published true crime. So check this out. True crime books captivate us probably because they reveal the darkest corners of human nature and the relentless pursuit of justice. Whether you're drawn to cold cases, infamous serial killers, or the psychological unraveling of criminal minds, this short curated list of true crime books offers gripping narratives, meticulous investigations, and haunting insights. Murderland: Crime and Bloodlust in the Time of Serial Killers by Caroline Fraser. Fraser's true crime book uncovers a deep mystery and an overlapping pattern of environmental destruction that may be to blame for the notable concentration of serial killers in the Pacific Northwest, namely Ted Bundy, the Green River Killer, the I-5 Killer, and many others, who committed crimes of monstrous proportions. At ground zero in Ted Bundy's Tacoma stood one of the most poisonous lead, copper, and arsenic smelters in the world, and these are not unique in the West. As Fraser's investigation proceeds, evidence mounts that the plumes of these smelters not only sickened and blighted millions of lives, but also warped young minds, including some who grew up to become serial killers. The Secret History of the Rape Kit, a true crime story by Pagan Kennedy. This book is a fascinating look at the life of Martha Goddard. Goddard, known as Marty, was the woman who created the modern-day rape kit. In 1972, Martha Goddard volunteered at a crisis hotline counseling girls who had been molested. Soon, Marty was on a mission to answer a question: why were so many sexual predators getting away with these crimes? By the end of the decade, she had launched a campaign pushing hospitals and police departments to collect evidence of sexual assault and treat survivors with dignity. She designed a new kind of forensic tool, the rape kit, and new practices around evidence collection that spread across the country. The Secret History of the Rape Kit chronicles one journalist's mission to understand a crucial innovation in forensics and the woman who championed it. The Mother Next Door: Medicine, Deception, and Munchausen by Proxy, written by Andrea Dunlop and Mike Weber. The bond between a mother and child is sacred, and no one is more sympathetic than a mother whose child faces a life-threatening illness. But what if the mother is the cause of the illness? What if the sympathy is the point? Munchausen by Proxy, or MBP, has fascinated and horrified both professionals and the public since it was first identified as a mental illness and form of child abuse. But even as the public has been captivated by these tales of deception, there remains widespread misinformation and confusion about MBP. The Mother Next Door offers a groundbreaking look at MBP from an unlikely duo: a Seattle novelist whose own family was torn apart by it, and the Texas detective who has worked on more medical child abuse cases than anyone in the nation. Readers ride along on 3 high-stakes investigations: Through riveting reporting and shocking stories from the family members, friends, and doctors caught in the blast zone of these unthinkable acts, a twisted portrait of motherhood and deceit is revealed. With help from some of the top MBP experts in the world, Dunlop and Weber uncover the complex maze of psychological, systemic, and cultural issues that compound this syndrome and offer solutions for how we might find our way out. The Sinners All Bow. 2 authors, 1 murder, and the real Hester Prynne by Kate Winkler Dawson. Acclaimed journalist, podcaster, and crime historian Kate Winkler Dawson tells the chilling true story of a young woman whose scandalous life was rumored to be the inspiration for Nathaniel Hawthorne's The Scarlet Letter, and whose shocking death inspired the first true crime book published in America. On a cold winter day in 1832, Sarah Connell was found hanging in a barn, 4 months pregnant, after a liaison with a Methodist minister, Reverend Ephraim Avery. Some claim her death was suicide. Others disagreed. Determined to uncover the real story, intrepid Victorian writer Catherine Williams threw herself into the investigation and wrote what many claim is the first American true crime narrative, called Fall River. The case became a sensation and divided the community. And surprise, the Reverend was not convicted. In this book, the author travels back in time to 19th century small-town America to finish the work Williams started nearly 2 centuries before. Using modern investigative advancements such as forensic knot analysis to determine the cause of death, the prosecutor's notes from 1833, and criminal profiling techniques, Dawson fills in the gaps of Williams' research to find the truth. Along the way, she examines how society decides who is the right kind of crime victim and how America's long history of religious evangelism may have clouded the facts both in 1830s and today. Ultimately, The Sinners All Bow brings justice to an unsettling mystery that speaks to our past as well as our present, anchored by 3 women who subverted the script that they were given. So come on in and check out one today. So you don't like true crime?
It scares me, right? Like, I don't want that stuff in my head. Like, I worry enough as it is. I'm a generally anxious person.
I'm an anxious worrier.
So I do not need any of that, on top of what I already have going on in my head.
I understand. I think Bill was like, God, I think she's getting ideas on. I'm like, hey, leave that one chipper here.
Bill.
No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. I love my husband. So as summer draws to a close and we return to our routines, I want you to consider joining one of our library clubs. So, we have 5 book clubs, typical of a library. We do have 5 book clubs. Some are in the morning, some are in the evening. Some are mystery, some are regular fiction. Very interesting. We tried I wonder if we still do. Yeah, we are still doing True Crime Club.
Are we?
I think we're going to try it again in the fall because so many people are interested.
There you go.
But we also have a genealogy group. We have a knitters group. It's not a class. It's just a group that gets together on Wednesday evenings and knits. Mm-hmm. And they offer, if you knit, they'll offer some assistance. And if you don't know how to do a particular stitch. We have conversation salon. We have, that's twice a month in the morning. And then we also do it once a month in the evening.
Scrabble Club.
Scrabble Club, Button Club.
We still have the Button Club,
We
too.
still have Button Club. Yeah, we do. They meet once a month. We have new movie release Tuesdays, movies for the mind. So there's a lot of things going on that, are typically once a month. And so if you're looking for something, to do.
Yeah, just give it a try.
Although this winter, Elaine, I still want us to do tap dancing.
As a class, or just you and I?
Me and you over at the schoolhouse.
I didn't know if you meant here at the library.
Oh, I can't tap. You don't
Like,
want me
who's
to
gonna
be
teach
teaching.
that?
Yeah, nobody. But I want us to do that. I have my tap shoes. I bought them last year.
They're still in my trunk, so I'm ready when you are.
Okay, well maybe January we'll do that.
Okay.
So that's what's going on for adults.
All right. So as you said, with August coming up, it is kind of our more quiet time. Our summer learning is winding down. I just want to thank everybody who participated. I think we had a blast together. The theme was so much fun, and we loved having that artwork up all summer long. Just as a reminder, I will be emailing families, but if you are a participating artist, you will be asked to pick up your artwork between August 6th and August 15th, I believe. And if you can't make it then, if you're on vacation, you can certainly email us. We're not going to get rid of your artwork, but we need to know that so we can just tuck it away, put it in a safe place. So all of that will be coming down shortly. Our department will look so empty.
Oh, then it'll be fall. We do
well,
pumpkins.
sure.
And we have
Yes.
a pumpkin
We are going to do the
decorating contest.
book character pumpkins again, and I want to invite families actually to do it.
I
this
saw that
year.
in your flyer.
So a little sneak peek at what's going to be in our fall flyer. We're inviting you to paint a pumpkin too. But yeah, just thank you to everybody who participated in Summer Learning, and I also wanted to give a shout out and thank our donors, our sponsors. That includes Dandelion Kids, who donated coupons as well as a grand prize basket. Splat Art Studio, which is right here on the corner of South Park Road. She's lovely and so generous, and she too donated a grand prize. Piata, Texas Roadhouse, Rita's Italianites, Pizza Hut, Chick-fil-A, and Washington Wild Things, who all donated coupons or free ticket, as in the case of the Washington Wild Things. And then BJ's Restaurant and Brew House sponsored one of our events and donated a bunch of cookies that we passed out at the big Howard Rincon show that we held back in June. So thank you to all those community sponsors. We do appreciate your support and your generosity.
BJ's has become a really great community partner.
I'll tell you what, they donated last year. They're wonderful to work with.
They also donated and are present at the Art and Music Festival.
Okay.
So
Will they be here this year at the Art and Music Festival?
Yes.
Wonderful.
Yes, and I believe also too at the Fantastic Four golf outing in September. I'm pretty sure they're coming.
Awesome. Yeah, she contacted me right away once I had emailed her and said, we can't do the coupons, but here's what we can do. So they're always willing to do something and help out in whatever way they can. If you participated, we're going to be sending you a survey soon. I might just post that on Facebook, actually. We'll have a QR code here at the desk up in the children's department. But please take the time to fill that out as well so we can get more feedback. What did you like? What did you think maybe could be better? What would you like to see for next year? And I guess I can give a sneak peek at summer next year, too. I mean, this is a ways off, but I already know that it is Unearth a Story. Unearth a Good Story.
Archaeology.
So we'll be digging up, lots of fun. I think we'll be focusing a lot on dinosaurs. But yes, you can do so many different things, just the archaeology in general, right?
Well, and also too, a scavenger hunt because you're digging up clues. We could do a scavenger hunt.
I like a good scavenger hunt.
I love a scavenger hunt.
We actually have a scavenger hunt coming up in the fall too. So we don't have a lot going on in August, but we always invite you to come in and play, check out some books and our many other wonderful items that we have, because we're not just about books. We always talk about the unique items that we have as well.
Well, and you just switched out Family Place, didn't you? What do we got?
Oh, we did. So there's some new toys out. Yeah. Well, toys that you haven't seen in a while, not brand new. But ordering some new types of audio. The Wazoodles, I think, are going to be popular.
Hey, it's Steph, Senior Product Manager at Playaway Products, and today I'm inviting you to embark on an epic adventure with Wazoodle, where learning and fun are one and the same.
Hi, I'm Wazoodle. It's time to explore. Away we go!
With Wazoodle as a friendly guide, kids can explore a world of podcasts, music, short stories, and more on an easy-to-use speaker. No Wi-Fi, downloads, or extra pieces necessary. Wazoodle offers an all-audio learning approach that engages children through activities, physical movement, interactive games, guided meditation, and immersive nature soundscapes. This holistic screen-free experience fosters learning and development in a uniquely fun and engaging way. Wazoodle's curated content is preloaded and centered around Explore Mode. Half of its 2-hour runtime is themed to specific categories like animals and bugs or engineering and technology. Wazoodle is a child's companion not just for learning, but for their daily physical, social, and emotional needs. That's why we've introduced 2 supplementary modes, Recess and Relax, designed to encourage kids to exercise, play games, and get creative, as well as to resolve a full day of energy with self-care tools like guided meditations and relaxing nature sounds.
Next, the campers went to the arts and crafts area. Who likes to paint?
So neat. Spin and twirl on tiny feet. Move.
We believe this imaginative play and discovery will nurture intellectual development and a lifelong love of learning through exploration. Unlike a smart speaker, this device is fully functional by button press, allowing children with neurodivergence or speech impediments ease of use. Wazoodle's 3 sections of buttons are differentiated by colors and icons for navigational support. Each button icon is raised, creating a unique texture for those with visual impairments, an experience that we built with a special education expert. An engaging custom light experience customized to each mode can be turned on or off with a simple switch. Wazoodle does not require the circulation of extra parts. While some speakers require characters and cards to initiate content, Wazoodle starts by simply powering on the device. Each device will last 7.5 hours on a full charge from a micro USB cord. Educators, librarians, and parents alike can trust the audio on every Wazoodle device. With top educational partners like Highlights, Rebel Girls, Smile and Learn, But Why, and more, Wazoodle is full of award-winning and exclusive content, specifically curated by age appropriateness into levels 3+, 5+, 8+, and 10+. Wazoodle's uses are nearly endless: recess, story time, after-school programs, independent reading, bedtime routines, self-guided creativity time, travel entertainment, play dates. No matter the time or place, kids can embark on an epic adventure with Wazoodle.
Come on in, check out our materials, just come to say hi. We look forward to always seeing you. But then in the fall, so these fall flyers will be out very soon, right? They will be available actually this Saturday. You can get them if you're coming to the festival, but they will be available at the desk and on our website beginning August 1st for sure. And it'll give you time to kind of look over our classes, check your calendar, plan ahead. Yeah, because we have a lot of fun stuff coming up. Our story times will be starting back up in September, but I should mention that our days and times will be moving. Well, some of them. So we're actually now going to offer Mother Goose on Mondays or Wednesdays, and we're asking families just to choose one of those days to
It's
attend.
the same
It's the same
session,
exact class,
right.
and I know you guys love it as much as I do, but we're asking you just to come to one. Toddler Tuesdays will be offered, well, we're calling it Toddler Time now, because it's going to be offered on Tuesdays or Thursdays, and the class will be at 10:30 instead of 10 o'clock. Preschool Power is still only being offered on Fridays, but we will have a 10:30 and a 1 p.m. session. So we'll see how that afternoon session works for kiddos and their families. So that'll be changing, but we're looking forward to starting that back up. And then, as you mentioned, come fall, come October, we have the pumpkin painting. We're going to do a scavenger hunt. One of my fondest memories of school, this is, I think, when I knew I wanted to be a teacher. Mrs. Mackey, my kindergarten teacher, was just so, she had such a strong influence on me. I was so scared to start kindergarten, and I cried on the first day.
I cried the whole week.
I think I've told this story plenty of times, hiding behind my mom's leg, clutching onto her. But Mrs. Mackey, who's now Mrs. McAllister, was so wonderful, and I absolutely loved kindergarten, and I wanted to be a teacher ever since then. Just loved it. Anyway, one of my fondest kindergarten memories is Mrs. McAllister reading us the Gingerbread Man story, the classic fairy tale with the
gingerbread man.
And then we had to go and look for him all around Hillsdale Elementary School. Where did the gingerbread man go, right? And it was so much fun. So I decided to have a gingerbread man scavenger hunt here. Now that's not until November. I'm just, giving you guys kind of an idea of all the things that we're excited about, and I hope you will be too. So this will be a jam-packed fall flyer. Please check it out. As always, we have 3, one for birth through preschool, one for kindergarten through 6th grade, and then our teen flyer covers 7th all the way up to high school.
So I was just looking through my email before I came down here. So I see that Miss Megan wants us to bring in our high school picture of
So this
staff.
is for in the teen lounge. This is for the new bulletin board display. Yeah, you definitely have to come and check this out. She's asking us to bring in pictures of when we were in teens, either middle school or high school.
Oh,
And
middle
then-
school, I could not share that with the public.
I know, same, girl.
Middle school was just
It was
an
rough.
awkward time for everyone.
Oh, it was especially rough for me. I will admit it. Yeah, and then you will have to match up our pictures. And this isn't just for teens, right? If an adult wants to stop in the teen lounge and
absolutely.
participate,
Please
do. So we'll have our high school picture, and then we'll have our favorite book that we read in high school, and you have to try to match us up. And I had to think about that, like what my favorite book was
Well,
back in
the
high
one
school.
that I think of the most, and I think I read it in ninth grade, and probably not the best book for a ninth grader to read, but it was Flowers in the Attic, V.C. Andrews.
Oh, I remember Flowers in the Attic.
And it was so popular. Everybody was, sharing it around. So
Yeah.
that's the first thing I thought. I was like, oh, my ninth grade picture. I had on like a red blouse and a black like satin little jacket.
Well, it doesn't sound bad.
And
Back then, that was
my
probably
hair's feathered, and it was before I had my teeth
the
fixed.
feathered hair.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, and Flowers in the Attic.
Well, I couldn't
all right,
ever
we'll
feather
see.
my hair because my
Oh
hair
yeah,
was
you had the girls.
crazy girls.
Well, I can't wait to see. because I haven't
Crazy,
seen some of the
untamed
staffs.
No,
teen
me neither. This
pictures.
is going to be fun.
It's going to be fun.
Did she
I'll
send
bring
it out
mine
to
in.
all staff then?
No,
Or
but
just-
she
Oh,
but
okay.
I'm on
That's
the
right,
youth
yeah.
services
Yeah.
distribution list. So yes, I was like, well, I love to participate in anything that we
Absolutely,
do
yeah.
here. So
Yeah, so that'll be fun. But yeah, a lot of good stuff on the horizon, and
just a reminder that the library will be closed on Monday, September 1st for the Labor Day holiday, but we'll see you Tuesday morning at 10.
then I guess we should mention after Labor Day is when we'll start opening again on
That's
Sundays.
right. Yes. So Labor Day weekend's the last weekend that we are closed. So we'll be closed Sunday, Monday. And then we start back with our Sunday hours, which are 12 to 4. And that will last until we hit spring again and Memorial Day comes around. So come on in.
Yeah, come
We're
see
excited
us.
to see you.
If you have any questions on any of the things that we talked about on today's show, well, you know what to do. Give us a call,
Visit our website.
or better yet, as we just mentioned, stop
Come
in
see
and
us.
see us in person. Take care, everyone.